It's been an interesting last few days here within Warzone and Black Ops Cold War, from figuring out new meta weapons within Warzone to unlocking entire weapons that aren't quite live yet. It's been an interesting couple of days. But as we round into the holidays here, for those that celebrate them, firstly, happy holidays. Secondly, wanted to take a little casual discussion today and just talk about what's been going on within Cold War and Warzone, from weapon removals to new introductions. So that said, as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below on how any of this makes you feel. Are you looking forward to these new weapons being introduced? Did you have them unlocked already and subsequently removed? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know. As well, if you are new to the channel, do be sure that subscribe button. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, and we'll keep you up to date with all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and anything COD related. So if you're interested in joining the community, I'd love to have you. That's it. Let's talk about what's going on within Warzone and Cold War. So perhaps the biggest thing to grab the attention of players as of recently is the subsequent removal of specific weapons from play. A little backstory: coming mid-season, we have the Street Sweeper shotgun, basically the striker, and then two melee weapons of the sledgehammer and the wakizashi. But these things had a few bugs related to them since their initial introduction all the way back to the prep update for Season 1 in Cold War. Now, these first bugs showed off a little bit of the challenges that we'd have to do in order to complete them and get those weapons for free if we didn't want to go through what was then the shop bundles here with that. But as of the past few days, it was actually discovered that those challenges, while hidden in the displays of the menus once they were fixed, were actually still live and were able to be completed and therefore unlocked, perhaps weeks before their true introduction into Cold War and then Warzone. Naturally, then people flocked to Plunder since that was the way to do it. You could unlock it in Plunder, and then it would transfer not only to Warzone but also Cold War as well as that completion. So you've probably seen a ton of footage from people having it on any of the socials you may follow COD on. Personally, I'm way behind schedule due to some real life stuff that's just limited me from getting behind the controller as much as I'd like to, so I wasn't one of those players. But you could actually unlock these weapons, again, weeks before they were meant to be unlocked. However, the twist comes in the way of within the last 24 hours, those challenges have actually been completely removed, barring any progress going forward until their actual release, and then a step further, it was actually being removed from the inventories of players who had unlocked it already. The only safety net for keeping it around if you wish to retain it is that you had to have it equipped in a class and then not change that class at all, so that whenever you got rid of that Street Sweeper, that wakizashi, that sledgehammer, it wouldn't actually be taken off of your account at that point. It was basically like that's the only thing tethering it to there. Kind of like how I still in Modern Warfare private matches actually have a class that has perks in different tier categories because it's from a time before the perk rebalance that happened earlier in the year within Modern Warfare. So if I go back and change that, those perks would be set into the air quote order of what the new system has for perk balancing. So the same sort of principle applies now to the wakizashi, the sledgehammer, and the Street Sweeper. Now, to me, this is an incredibly unfortunate gray area because on one hand, the weapons weren't meant to be live yet, but they weren't really acquired by any fault of the players that unlocked them, really. This bug wasn't so much an exploit like you'd see in situations where players would tamper with the game's fundamentals to forcibly apply something to their account. It was simply a challenge that had a display of a lock icon on it, but actually could be progressed. So I guess the big question really comes down to now, and perhaps outrage, depending on how you look at it, is will this be immediately unlocked for players who unlocked it once it is released, or do they have to recomplete it? Do they have to go through that challenge sequence all over again? And also, does that apply then to camo challenges? I know that some people that I know ended up getting their Dark Matter, their Dark Aether on that once they unlocked it. So does that mean they have to do all of that over again? Those are just some unknown variables that we don't have an answer to right now, but if you ended up completing the challenge, getting some footage in-game for it, and having it on your account, then you wake up or log on today and see that it's not there, just know that it's not you. It's not only you experiencing this, this is everybody. They completely wiped it out, which is just unfortunate, but the reality of the situation. As for when they're released, again, I'd imagine mid-season, so likely within another 3 weeks or so, here around the middle of January perhaps, but we'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. Now, the next thing I want to talk about comes down to a few new cosmetic introductions, seemingly under the radar as of early this morning. Now, to my knowledge, these, as of at least recording this, did not make its way into Cold War just yet, so you may not see it depending on when this goes live, or maybe oppositely, whenever this goes live, it is finally introduced here within Cold War. It seems the Warzone shop updates faster than that of the Cold War shop, so we were able to see this as early as of this morning. But in this, we ended up getting the new AK Mastercraft bundle, the Mistletoe Meetup bundle, and the Came to Slay bundle in the featured category, and then the final introduction of the free holiday bundle a little lower on in those menus. Now, let's firstly talk about the free bundle because that's the best kind of pricing. Who doesn't love free stuff? This comes along with the Frozen Chosen M82 or Barrett 50 cal blueprint, the Winter Assault calling card, the Little Snowman charm, the Jingle Bell weapon charm, and the Melting Bomb emblem. Again, all of this for the grand total of $0 to redeem, which is definitely nice. Now, the smaller items I don't care too much for, but the M82 blueprint for one isn't half bad in the build, but also the blueprint looks pretty cool if you ask me. It comes along with the Infantry Stabilizer muzzle, the 22.6-inch Combat Recon barrel, the tactical stock, the 9-round mag, and the airborne elastic wrap, as well as an ice-covered decor on the weapon design, giving further meaning to the phrase of "stay frosty." That should be available to redeem again in Warzone, perhaps by the time this video goes live in Cold War as well. But curiously, that's not the only things that are free, but as of the time being, it is. But it seems like in the upcoming days, we'll see more of these coming out, branded as free holiday bundles. More specifically, 5 of them in particular, seemingly though from Infinity Ward and specific perhaps for Modern Warfare and Warzone, but still items that you can redeem coming up as well. Those things including bundles with the Icebreaker Magnum blueprint, the Sabertooth emblem, and the Smiled On emblem, another bundle with a double weapon XP token, a Candy Cane charm, a Snowman Slayer calling card, and the Fierce Frosty emblem, among others. So smaller stuff, but still things free that you can be on the lookout for to redeem. As for holiday-wise though, there are still 2 bundles introduced here that are paid for, unfortunately, but to talk about those and to cover those a little bit, one for 800 COD points, one for 1400. The 1400 being the Mistletoe Meetup, coming with the Sweater Weather Wood skin, the White Elephant Gallo blueprint, the Ornament Weapon charm, the Jingle Hell emblem, and 2 tier skips. The Gallo comes equipped with the Flash Cone muzzle, the Task Force barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Duster stock, and the 9-round tube ammo mod, as well as having an interesting ugly sweater design to it and a candy cane for a stock. The Came to Slay bundle comes with the North Pole Pellington blueprint, the Little Rudy charm, and the FOB Friends calling card, with the North Pole coming with the Sound Moderator muzzle, the Cavalry Lancer barrel, and the Speed Loader ammo mod, as well as the Field Tip grip, having again a nice little holiday and festive design to it. Those all that close out the bundles that we ended up seeing here introduced for the holiday, but the final piece to the puzzle was that of the Rocket Science Mastercraft. This bundle being priced at 2400 COD points, coming along with a handful of different items, but still kind of steep in pricing here at this one. But it comes with the ICB rifle AK-47 blueprint, the Blast Radius Bullfrog blueprint, the Button Weapon charm, the Steel Armada tank skin for Black Ops Cold War, the Missile Control calling card, the Rocket Theory sticker, the Body Count watch, which comes along with a kill tracker in it, the Countdown vehicle horn, and 2 tier skips, again for 2400 COD points. Right off the bat, I will say that the tier skips didn't actually apply to me here right whenever I initially bought them early on in the morning, but coming back and thinking about it, I would imagine that by 10 a.m. Pacific time, whenever things normally have those timed releases, that we see that actually apply if you buy it after that. I'd imagine that's when it also shows up in the Black Ops Cold War store. But if that happens and it does not immediately apply, those tokens are still credited to your account and you can redeem them a little later on when they should be working. So you don't lose out on those tier skips that you end up getting. But the Rocket Science highlight is that of the ICB rifle, the AK-47 blueprint with a custom inspect animation that again kind of has that weapon take off because it has a rocket actually on the weapon. So it's really cool and everything, but the one thing that I've heard is that if you change out any of the cosmetic pieces of it, the attachments, that's when it loses the inspect animation, which is a big bummer because it's not necessarily the best in terms of the builds for the weapons in terms of what you'd want to use. Is it usable? Absolutely, but is it the best? Not quite. So to lose out on what you'd probably buy that for just by changing 1 or 2 attachments, that's something you definitely want to be aware of and is kind of a bummer here at this. I noticed that earlier in the week whenever I ended up getting a DMR blueprint where I changed the stock and it changed the entire camo design of the weapon. I thought perhaps that was a one-off thing because we did see in Modern Warfare that the stocks on some weapons actually changed the entire camo of the entire weapon. So I figured maybe that was the same category, but if it removes custom inspect animations by just simply removing single attachments, that's not a great look for the blueprint system and giving any real meaning to buying items here within the coming year. So hopefully that is fixed out, hopefully that's a bug, but right now that is what we have on offer. The blueprint itself looks pretty awesome, but that's where we're gonna wrap it up. That covers everything that I wanted to really talk about here today, talking from the different weapons that were removed, as well as new items introduced here for the holiday season. So that's it, that's where we're gonna wrap it up. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. What do you guys think think of this here? Are you looking forward to any of these items that were introduced? Are you bummed out about not being able to use your Street Sweeper, Wakizashi, or Sledgehammer as you could before in the last couple of days? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. Of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and anything COD related. We'll keep you up to date with all of it. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button. And if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to check the conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But said, thanks so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.